What's up, everybody? Dave Cottingham here with Master Koo.
Bong. Hello, everyone.
Here for another episode of Dark Knowledge. And we got some things to dive into here because there is a brand new series coming out here soon in about a month called The Acolyte, which is going to be diving a lot, as we know, into the dark side of the Force.
2 thumbs up.
Which is what we attempt to just dive into a little bit here without being tempted.
Well, I've been tempted, buddy. I'm here.
That's right.
The dark side, the power.
So, Master Koo, we've not done these in a little while. You know, lots going on, but it is actually today. It's funny because today is May 6th, which is, you know, when remember when we were doing some fan films?
Yes.
And we did those, we did a kind of a series. We did, for Star Wars Day, we did, we released a 2-parter. Remember that 2-parter we did? We released the kind of the light side of it on Star Wars Day, May the 4th.
Right.
But we released the second one, kind of the dark side. Our character kind of turned to the dark side. Mm-hmm. And we released it on Revenge of the Fifth, because back then, Revenge of the Fifth was like the thing. And this was a fan thing, right? Fan kind of created.
Oh, yeah. It was good stuff. But
Star Wars has kind of adopted that, but it's Revenge of the Sixth.
Really?
Yes.
Because it's Sith and Sixth, not...
Sith and Sixth. Not
Fifth just has that Sith. Fifth. Sixth. No, I don't know. That's a thinker.
I know, it's hard because they're not...
I'm going to go Larry David.
It's not a massive, advertising that they're doing, but they did tweet it out today. It's Revenge, and they have a T-shirt out. It's Revenge of the Sixth.
You know why they did that? Because I wonder if they did that because of Cinco de Mayo. They didn't. Oh,
that could be it.
They didn't want to take that.
They want to take that. That's actually a good point. I like that.
That's a good. That's good.
Yeah, being respectful.
Being respectful, and it's a good turn. If you got to choose a day, 6 has to be the day. Can't be
6 has to be the day.
8th or 9th.
So here we are. We are recording on Revenge of the Sixth.
Those numbers were horrible.
What numbers?
I was listing off like the
4th,
4th, and then I got to like 7, 8, 9. And that's a cerebral joke.
So we've got a couple trailers out there now with this Acolyte. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yes.
Where are you? Because we've talked a little bit about this show, but where are you? Let everybody know kind of where are you with this show? How excited are you for the show? What are you looking forward to with this show coming out?
I am way more excited now, but when I heard it and heard about what it was, well, even before, because I think later on it was like going to be some kind of, we found out it may be like, not like a detective style, but like following clues, and they're trying to figure out who all that stuff is. Before that, when it was just talked about as being like possibly like 100 years or so before everything, I found that very intriguing. And and obviously the Acolyte, I mean, it's dark. It's going to be dark side oriented, and that always makes me excited. So, but obviously the trailer and then the sneak peek. I mean, that was that I'm 100% excited, and for you to tell me that it's a month away is it seems like it was not that long ago that this like started to come out and stuff, but I guess time just flies.
Yeah, it does. It was a couple years ago actually that that celebration in California where they had a couple people. They didn't show anything, but they had a couple people that were actors that were there from the set, and they were filming it. And then last year at Celebration in Europe, they showed, I think, a sneak peek or something like that. They had a panel and all that stuff for it. So it's starting to get hype, but not. But we didn't see a trailer until it was like a couple months ago, right? That was kind of the first thing we actually saw.
Was that a couple months ago? Golly.
Yeah, it was right when it's like right in the middle of Bad Batch.
Huh.
Yeah, they kind of released that teaser trailer, and then we got the full trailer this past Star Wars Day. And not really much. I mean, obviously the groundwork is laid where it's Jedi are getting killed and they don't know why, and and then there's this question about obviously the title of the show, which is the Acolyte. So what is an acolyte? Because as we kind of look at the history of the Sith, what we know about it in a way. Now there's a lot more in Legends, right? So what do we know in canon, right? Right now, we know Darth Bane created the Rule of Two.
Right.
And we actually did did we do a Dark Knowledge on him yet? I don't know if we did, actually.
I don't think we did.
So he created the Rule of Two. We
obviously mentioned him a bunch, but...
Yeah. Which was 1,000 years before the Phantom Menace. Mm-hmm. And now we're in this era where it's 100 years before the Phantom Menace. And apparently the Jedi, what we don't know if they've run into the Sith at all, over this course of like 900 years.
Yeah, but some of our favorite people are alive during this time, actually.
They are, right?
Somewhere.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And we know that Darth Sidious was trained by Darth Plagueis. We don't know canon-wise where he's from or what kind of species he even is, blah, blah, blah. Will he show up in the show? We don't know. And then, of course, we know the whole history of Palpatine through the Skywalker saga. And But, the Acolyte comes about because all we've really heard are master and apprentice.
Right.
And we've heard of Sith assassins. Mm-hmm. And we've heard of inquisitors. We've gotten we've gotten the Sith Eternal, which was in The Rise of Skywalker. It's like we've gotten all these different Sith, descriptors of these types of people that are following the cult, right? But an acolyte is interesting to bring up because an acolyte traditionally really refers to someone that's in the religious part of the world, right? They're helping like priests and bishops and all this stuff. Like they're the people that are kind of helping and assisting and learning from that. Right. So I mean, Jedi and Sith is technically kind of a religion, right? It's even been referred to as a religion, right? So, but what do you think about the title, or what do you think about why are they calling this person or whoever it is? We don't even really know. Is it this woman that we see that's fighting like Carrie-Anne Moss in that clip? Why do you think is it so important to call this thing the Acolyte?
Man, that's a good question. And, I always just assumed, I felt like Acolyte is like the equivalent to a Padawan. Mm-hmm. That's just initially what I thought. But then going into like the real life meaning of it is interesting. And it makes you think like who, almost like the Phantom Menace. Who is the Phantom Menace? At the time you thought, could it be like was Maul, and then it's obviously Vader, but is it her, or is it what I'm assuming is her master? But I don't know. I think it asks the question of like, okay, so it's posing us immediately with a question, which is who is the Acolyte? So, like just like all those movies were. So I think that's intriguing in and of itself, of a good mystery. Like, I don't know, maybe if I can remember it correctly, the Maltese Falcon, wasn't that like questionable? Yeah. And so anyway, like a detective kind of movie, that's what it feels like. And I may be way off, but is that kind of what, that's still the plan, right? I mean, it seems like it's a whodunit kind of thing. It seems like it.
I mean, I mean, according to the trailer, I think that this female that's kind of going around trying to attack Jedi seems like
knives and awesome fighting. Like this is like almost Roadhouse type action, and I like it's cool stuff to see both, and then obviously lightsabers are awesome. So,
But that's the thing is like, I don't
grimy.
think we didn't see this assassin or whatever ever pull a lightsaber out.
Yeah, right.
And
She's going for it, but
and I think the guy I should probably bring up their names, but the Jedi character that was in Squid Games.
Yeah, Squid Games. That guy's cool. Yeah,
yeah,
he looks great too. By the way,
he's saying that he trained her.
Yeah, and it looks like it makes cuts to, I guess, a younger her.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. So she was trained at some point by the Jedi, but.
Well, was she trained just by him, or was she trained by the Order?
Yeah, true.
Because she could be connected to those witches, somehow. It feels like. So
Night
anyway,
Sisters.
there's a lot there as far as like goes. So anyway, I did want to read this. Like, so at least the definition of an acolyte is an assistant or follower assisting the celebrant in a religious service or procession. So. But I think you're right. I think that an acolyte is very similar to a Padawan.
Yeah, like their version of someone who, I don't know, maybe isn't fully there yet, that's still learning, and then they take you on, right? I mean, you're a Padawan learner, then you become someone's apprentice. Like there's a formal something there that they ask you, or you become. I have no idea.
I think you can be.
They braid their hair, put beads in it.
Yeah,
that's what Jedis do. I don't know. Sith
I think
do
you
other
can
things.
be a Padawan and an apprentice at the same time, right? Because you're an apprentice to a master, but you're also a Padawan. Like
Yeah. So
Obi-Wan was a Padawan in Episode 1, even though he was an apprentice as well, right?
I guess I never heard him call him Padawan. My young apprentice, maybe, or like.
Well, I think. Well,
do we know that? That's an interesting question because, like Padawan.
Yeah, because you're a Padawan until you're a knight, until you're a Jedi Knight, until you're a knight. So you're always you're a Padawan until you're a Jedi Knight.
Okay. Yeah, because you can't have two. So maybe that's why he made that distinction, because you can't have two apprentices at the same time.
Definitely can't.
So he's like, all right, you get to the trials.
Well, actually, remember Yoda said,
right,
a Padawan you have, impossible to take on a second.
So that's why I'm feeling like there's a clear, like, there's a Padawan, there's an apprentice, and like maybe there's an age thing. I don't know, but I guess.
What do you mean? No, you're a Padawan until you go through the trials and become a Jedi Knight.
Okay.
Right? But when you're training under a master, you're
become
an apprentice to that master. Right? So Obi-Wan was, Qui-Gon's Padawan. That's why Yoda says, because remember, Qui-Gon's like, I'll take Anakin as my Padawan learner. And he's like, impossible. A Padawan you already have.
Yeah.
So
Sith don't. Well, I don't know about Sith.
Sith don't do Padawans. They just do acolytes, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But like they'll call someone their apprentice like that. Like even if they don't know it, it's like you don't know it, but you're my apprentice. Like
yes,
I am. I don't even want to be.
Yeah,
but that's Sith. A little different.
So there's already some discussion, and I don't know how you feel about this, but there's already some discussion about how this could possibly, retcon some canon regarding,
of course,
the Sith coming out from behind the shadows,
right?
Too early.
Oh, true. Yes, because it was a lot longer.
Yeah, because in Episode 1 they say, well, the Sith have been extinct for millennia.
Yeah. Oh, a millennia. Jesus, yeah.
For 1,000 years since Darth Bane, right? So I guess the question is does seeing a Sith or seeing a Dark Warrior like this count as them recording this as history, or do none of the Jedi that witnessed this ever survive?
True. Yeah. So, but it's got to get out somehow. I mean, there's people. I mean, Yoda's there.
He is.
So, but that's why maybe it's the Acolyte, because it's not a Sith. Maybe that's the question.
That's right.
Maybe that's why I don't necessarily know if the bad guy we see here is the full on bad. And I guess when I say that, I mean, like, what if he is just an acolyte because he was maybe rejected or wasn't accepted as someone's apprentice? Like, wouldn't it be cool if, like, Plagueis denied him to bring up? Well, no, Palpatine isn't alive, right?
No, he's not alive yet.
But maybe he knows about him. Who knows? I'm reaching at straws here, but it's fun to. That's the acolyte. I mean, you don't know who it is. That's the question. That's interesting. Everybody's asking that question.
It is, because this is nothing that we've never been in this era of Star Wars,
Right.
and we've never encountered really any of these characters. So it's all new. My ultimate theory, though, I think that what this acolyte means. I do think, now again, this goes back to always like what I would do if I was writing the show or doing the show.
Of course.
I would make the acolyte obviously not be or mean whatever people are thinking it
Right.
is. Like, it's
Yes.
not what you expect.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like that line, Leslie Healand, who is the showrunner of this, I feel like she may have said that already. Like, it's not what you expect. Like,
Okay.
the acolyte is. So what I'm thinking, though, is that this dark warrior that we saw in this last trailer, with the red lightsaber, I do think that is probably the master. Like, that is whoever
Okay.
the leader of the Sith is right now. I think that could be him.
Okay.
And we've never heard him before. It's going to be a Darth something. We just don't know.
Right.
Part of me, though, is thinking that what's going to make this story compelling is that the acolyte that they're referring to is actually a Jedi that turns.
Okay.
And I have a feeling, a theory, that Jedi that turns, they become Darth Plagueis.
Ah.
I think this is an origin story of Darth Plagueis, is my
That would be
ultimate thought process.
Ah, man, I like that. I like it a lot. Like, so, origin story. So that would give
Because
us
you gotta think
more
that
seasons,
this is
which
totally.
and you could get into
You can get into Palpatine eventually.
yeah. Well, you could take who knows how many years gaps between anything
Yes.
and figure that out. But interesting. I like it.
Yeah, and so I think the thing about it is Plagueis. I know there was a book, and a lot of people love it, but I just think I think that this time period, the reason why they're picking this time period, is because what we see in Episode 1, like, it's inevitable in Episode 1 that the Jedi are going to fall. Like, there's no stopping.
We know
it.
the story.
Yeah, there's no stopping it. Like,
Right.
at that point, the things are so in motion by then. Like, Palpatine's
Oh, sure.
about to be the Emperor, and he's got the whole plan already laid out. The clones are getting made.
Right.
It's like there's no stopping it at that point. So this 100 years before, this is the start of that downfall. And I think it's going to start with Darth Plagueis. That's just
Right.
my...
Which would be crazy because I feel like there are still so many things about the Emperor's plan, or maybe it was Plagueis' plan first, and he killed him and took over the plan.
Right.
But, it's... Yeah, we don't know all the tributaries that this has. Like, I feel like there's a lot of moving parts to the plan, and obviously because, the other movies, the latest movies that came out, we thought it was over. We thought that was it.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see if they go that route, because there's a lot you could tell you could retcon and, like, bring people in that There's a lot of cool ways to be able to do that, I think, with that kind of story.
And for people that may be sitting there thinking, well, how is it Darth Plagueis if it's 100 years?
Yeah,
before?
we don't really know what he. I mean, I guess we don't even really. Well, that's another question. Palpatine, he could just have a long lifespan and look that age. So like we have no idea what Plagueis could be. Like
right, and we don't. But you remember what Palpatine said in Episode 3. He said he found a way to keep people from dying.
Right. Yeah, of course.
So I think Plagueis was able to
the wise.
Yeah, Darth Plagueis was able to slow his aging process down.
Yeah.
And figure out how to keep himself from dying. And so that's why he's still alive all the way up until when I believe Palpatine kills him before Episode 1.
Oh, that late, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think it's right when he starts enacting his plan. He becomes the master.
Yeah.
And
because you can go right up until Episode 1 and have those crossovers and literally like have like they do where they go back and you find out what he did before he walked in the door.
Before he walked in the room, correct. Yeah.
Like that's cool stuff.
I think they already done that, but it's not that canon. But I think in the Darth Plagueis book, Palpatine, I think he kills him during that book, which is actually during Episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's cool. See, I can't believe I haven't read it, honestly.
I know. That's one Legends one that I feel like I should, but I don't know.
But it's tough. Yeah. Once they declared it, it just kind of became not as. But I hate that. That shouldn't happen. But I'm kind of. I don't want to fill my brain with and be like already more confused. With
exactly
everything that's happening. It's like, is that real? Is that real? Or is it nothing?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That sucks.
It does suck. So the Acolyte, I think hopefully it goes more than one season. I think the plan is to try to extend it out as much as you can. I think though what we have seen though, I think is a lot of Jedi also. Like right now we're seeing a lot of Jedi in the trailers.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more that in this show that's more on the Acolyte side than the Jedi. Part of me is like, I think the focus is going to be more about the dark side and the Acolyte. So I don't think it's going to be, that's why a little bit part of me is like, I don't know if it's going to be that much of a mystery, because I think we're going to be on that. It's going to be a mystery to the Jedi.
Sure.
But I think to the audience, it might be more.
We'll see that side.
We're going to see that side. Yeah, I think we're going to explore that side a little bit more.
Yeah.
Personally.
It could be a slow build up too, where like we find out things along with the Jedi, but you're thinking that maybe we'll already know, we'll see what's happening, but the Jedi will be confused.
I kind of feel like that. Yeah.
As long as they show both, like I don't want it to be a Jedi show with a few spurts of Sith.
Right.
I want it to be, if not equal, but at least equal. Like I don't want anything less than that.
But if the show's called The Acolyte,
yeah,
and that's the only reason why. Also, I think that it could be a Jedi that's falling, because that's why, like you said, we're seeing both sides of it.
Right.
I don't think the Acolyte. I don't think the Acolyte starting at the show is the Acolyte yet. I think they become the Acolyte. So
maybe through these events, or I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, it's. What is going on?
And I believe there's only 8. There's only 8 episodes, but
hour-long episodes.
The rumors they're long episodes. They're hour-long episodes.
Kill.
So it's going to be, and that sounds about right, because they've taken a couple years to make this thing. So I feel like they've shot a lot of scenes, and
8 hour-long episodes is, man, that's pretty perfect. I mean, that's a good couple days off and on. Binging, or if you want to just sit on a whole day, you can, So I like that amount, because I just did Fallout. I just finished Fallout, and I think that was 8 hour-long episodes, and I thought it was perfect.
Well, if you think about it, that's like a trilogy of movies.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, it's a trilogy. Yeah.
Hours-wise, yeah.
Yeah, it's a trilogy. It's like it's about as long as the original trilogy.
Yeah, and then you go back and watch shows that are like 32 episodes long in a season, and like you could probably cut 12 easy episodes or more. But yeah, because you saw that in other shows that switched to Netflix. So yeah, I like that. I think if we get that, I'd be happy.
I do too. I think that'll be great. I hope there's plans for more. Now, more about extending on, because I did do some little bit of digging on why haven't we seen an Acolyte or reference an Acolyte in any
Anywhere
of the Star
else.
Wars stuff
Yeah.
that we've seen.
I don't think we have. Yeah.
Not that I know of. I mean, I looked up Sith Acolyte, and in Legends, so they were referred to a lot in Legends, and what it says here, it says a Sith Acolyte was a rank within the Sith Order prior to Darth Bane's reformation.
Yeah. Okay.
So prior to Darth Bane, they had Sith Acolytes, and the term was used to refer to Force-sensitive apprentices who had only just started on the dark path under the tutelage of a more experienced Sith Lord to rightfully bear the mantle of Sith.
Okay. So
like you said, they were a Padawan, basically.
interesting, because that's just one, I feel like, what is that called? Those bead calculators that I can't remember what they're called, but I feel like one tick towards like the Plagueis side, because if they're pulling from Legends with this, if we could assume that,
Right.
that could
I think we can.
that would lead me down that path, I think.
Yes.
Which also makes me think they are kind of, well, see, I mean, that sounds like this character. It sounds like that's the easy answer. Is this girl with the knives? We don't know what her name is yet at all, right? So
we do. I think her name is May.
May.
Yeah,
oh yeah, did she? That's right. We heard that in a trailer, maybe.
They released the character. I thought the first trailer they released kind of the
synopsis,
the character list of who they are. Okay. So I'm pulling it up right now. Trinity, yeah.
Who does Trinity play?
Yeah, her name Trinity. Is May.
She's Jedi Trinity. Which is awesome.
Right. She is. She's like perfect. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why it took us this long to get into.
I know.
I guess there wasn't really a need yet, but.
Gosh.
Squid Game guy is Soul.
Soul.
SOL, Soul, and then
the Sun.
And then Kelnaka is the Wookiee Jedi.
Oh, cool!
Which is awesome.
That is cool.
And then Indara is Carrie-Anne Moss.
Okay, Carrie-Anne Moss.
She is Indara, Jedi Master Indara.
I just finished. Well, I watched all three Matrix High the other day, and then I just finished. Where I rewatched the other one earlier.
Which one? The fourth one?
The new one, yeah.
Oh, it's horrible.
It was a little better the second time after watching all three.
It's hard to watch. I love those Matrix movies, man. The first three.
Yeah, the first three.
So Sith Acolytes, existed again prior to Darth Bane under the old canon, the legend stuff.
Man,
because in canon, there really isn't too much of a mention. Like we said, it says a dark acolyte, also called a Sith Acolyte, was a title held during the Clone Wars by Asajj Ventress and Savage Opress.
Oh.
During their time as disciples under Count Dooku. So, as an agent of the Confederacy of Independent Systems leader, a dark acolyte had commanding authority over forces in the Confederacy military. So that is.
So it wasn't mentioned. Did he call him that? Did Dooku ever call him that?
Maybe, or it might have been a reference in a book, or a data bank, or something like that, right? So, but apparently, I guess disciples under Sith during that time were referred to Sith Acolytes or Dark Acolytes.
And we don't. So she said it's not what you think. Is that what she said?
I think so. I think like there's a quote. I'm going to see if I could find that.
Yeah, find that, because that's, I mean, dang. Okay.
Yeah, that would be, that's...
For her to say that is like cool. First of all, I do like that. But second of all, I think it's a perfect line to get people interested in in the movie. Good
totally.
gosh. It's like, oh, really? It's not what I think? Well, then what could it be? Then you try to think. It's like, oh, I'll never figure it out. She said so.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that right now, but because it's like, here's the revealed first look. Yeah. Oh, this might be it. Maybe this is it.
Man, I didn't realize that you had that first look after Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect because it was at the end of the movie, so you had to you can't just watch it at the beginning and then duck out of the movie. You had to wait till the very end, and
after credits,
and then all of a sudden it just kicked right in, and that scene started.
That's tough for some people, but that's like something we do all the time. I feel like we're like, we'll just.
It's basically a post-credit scene, is what it seemed like. You know?
But and people you take who don't normally go to those kind of movies, like get up and you're just still sitting, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. But it played, so everybody that hasn't seen the Phantom Menace, the re-release in the theaters, they played basically what seems like maybe an opening scene of the series. That could be the first scene of the series.
It could be.
It could just kick right in, and it's May attacking Indara in this little kind of cantina thing. And it's the fight sequence. We've seen Jedi fight, but we've never seen them really fight like martial artists.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Exactly, which I love
because
I love that.
Yeah, because when Obi-Wan is fighting Grievous, it's like hand-to-hand combat. It's not like martial arts,
right?
And whenever they're fighting Sith, it's always just with lightsabers.
Yeah, straight to lightsabers.
So this is you would just think, don't you think that it's just natural that Jedi would have like martial arts skills, right?
Martial arts skills. They should be highly trained in all types of fighting. And I guess there are certain, like some people may gravitate more towards the sword style and like that kind of thing. And then you have others that decided to branch out. And I guess the fact that she didn't immediately pull out her lightsaber, that she at first was very passive,
right,
was super cool. I mean, they always got that master with one hand behind and like kind of like Neo, like she was like, when he finally figured it out, like that. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to watch. And I thought the knives were really cool, and like. She didn't block the blaster bolt with the Force. She like kicked the table over.
Yes.
And blocked it. I don't know. That was cool. And it also makes me believe that maybe she doesn't have a full handle on her Force. She's a Force user, so she's not like super trained, like Carrie Moss probably is, or is obviously. So I like that grittiness and different about it. Some people may hate it, honestly. I could see a lot of people being like, ugh. But that's also the tone of a lot of these movies now, I think. Or the it's going to be a boots on the ground, I guess, story. Like, a lot of... I also thought it was interesting when she called in. She called it in. Like, she just grabbed the comm link like a police officer. Like someone
yes.
It just was different to see a Jedi react. Normally they step off and they go, yes. Like they're all calm. And she was like, ta-ta-ta, boom. Like, hey, we got a Force user here. Over
yes.
and out. And took care of it. It just it gave me that Jedi detective feel. I don't know. That whole thing.
Yeah,
was cool.
Right. But it's hard to think about because we're so used to war and light side and dark side through everything Star Wars that we've gotten.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine a time, and we're going to get that in this, but like think about it before this. Like the High Republic books, if people have dived into that, as of right now, in a way, there's no dark side in that, right? The Jedi have different other obstacles and villains to deny Hill or big, a big group of Jedi haters and Jedi villains. So there's other people that they fight out there. So it's hard to think that they've gone hundreds and hundreds of years and they're not fighting anybody else like dark side users or anything like that, right?
Which is scary because just like a surgeon or anybody else, like you practice and it's different when like you practice for something horrible, but you never really see a whole. I mean, I feel like Sith is basically the boogeyman. Yeah. And when they finally see one, they're like, "Oh, well, okay," and
yeah,
you kind of can't believe it. You're trained for it, like you'll never see one.
That's right. That's right. But what's interesting is let's think about this little what if scenario. What if Darth Bane didn't survive? Like, what if truly all the Sith were wiped out?
Mm-hmm.
Would anybody figure out how to become a dark side user if they weren't trained?
Well, I'm sure if
you know what I mean. Like, would it have eventually come back?
Yeah.
Oh, a fallen Jedi, right?
It'd have to be a Force or a Force user of some kind. But I feel like, well, I guess it could be either way. You could have the guy who was a kid who always felt like he could do things when he got angry, and then Sith Holocron calls to him, and he finds the Sith Temple, learns about all this stuff, and becomes a wholehearted believer that way. Mm-hmm. Where he doesn't know anything else, and anything else that he would find would be considered wrong because he's a acolyte, or the fallen Jedi that is in tune with the Force that finds this other option and is lured in that route. So I don't know. I mean, I could see it going either way, if Bane didn't, if
that's true. No, that's true. That's true. Dark side. I mean, it had to be another Jedi probably fall into the dark side.
I feel like that would
create
be
that.
Yeah, I can see it both ways, but yeah, somebody that.
Okay, I found the quote. So
cool.
we can end this on this. So it says, as the first live action interpretation of the High Republic era, Leslie Heelan hopes it will be a welcome entry point for newcomers, whether or not they've read the books or watched other Star Wars series. She says, quote, "You don't need to know too much to enter the story," she says. In fact, like Jedi Master Soul notes in the trailer, our eyes may very well be deceiving us. This is very incendiary, Heelan says, before signing off, a glimmer of mischief in her eye. But, quote, "But whatever you think the Acolyte is, it's not that. It's a drop in the bucket, baby. Just hang in there and check it out."
Ah! What a master marketingist, marketer. Very cool. That was interesting.
So whatever you think the Acolyte is, it's not that.
Right.
So there you go. Look, we're going to talk way more about this as we get into it. We're going to have. I'm going to try to get you, Cory, on Inside the Force as well as these episodes come out. It'd be great to get your insight. And we'll do some more dark knowledge on these characters as we get deep into the show. Because I tell you what, I've been when Star Wars was coming out on Disney Plus and announcing all these things.
Oh yeah,
I was so hyped for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes,
I loved it.
Yes, when you saw all the names and the time, like you saw what they were going to do, you were like, "Well, what's that? What's that? What's that?" Like, yeah.
I was so hyped for Ahsoka.
Yes. Amazing.
But I truly, to be honest, I have never been more hyped than with this show.
This one right here?
This show.
Nice.
Absolutely. And I never thought I'd really say this.
Yeah.
Of course, I will take whatever story Star Wars wants to put out. I'll watch it. I'll read it. I'll try to enjoy everything that Star Wars puts out. But I am to the point now, to be honest, I want a new era. I want a story outside of the Skywalker saga.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I think we're all ready.
This is it, man. And I cannot wait. That's why I can't wait for this new Jedi Order movie, this Dawn of the Jedi movie, whatever that happens before and after all this stuff. But right now, we're about to enter a new era, and we're about to get new characters, and I am pumped.
Yeah, me too.
I just want more Jedi. I want more Jedi.
Yeah, I want more Sith.
I know this. I know
so
this
we're
is
each
more
gonna
Sith.
get a piece of the pie on this one.
I mean, just having all those Jedi ignite their sabers,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, this is the era that I want. So
That's cool, man. Yeah, I agree. I say like probably the underdog was Andor. Man, that was awesome.
Awesome.
Like I just being able to see these other worlds, and I love the Empire. I love seeing behind the scenes with that. But obviously, we may get a lot of answers to a lot of our questions through this show. We may see some old flashbacks of Sith in the day. Like this could be a bombshell, buddy.
This could be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I
or
totally
more
think
questions,
that.
which always more questions, but I'm with you.
I think there's going to be a lot of references to Bane and possibly Revan. There's rumors of Revan somehow being.
Is Revan canon?
Revan is canon.
Okay.
But his timeline is not canon.
Right. When he was.
Okay. But he is a canon character now. The name of Darth Revan is.
Okay.
But they're remaking the Knights of the Old Republic game, right? So.
And that's going to be.
It seems like that's going to be more canonized.
Okay.
And more of a central story, and Revan is on there. So I think because they made that little teaser trailer with him just walking on, and
right.
So it's like it's probably gonna be Revan back in the Old Republic days. But
okay, I need to check that out. I don't think I've.
Because you imagine this? Do you hear the rumors of? So there's rumors about Revan possibly showing up in the Acolyte, which everybody thought, well, there has to be a flashback and all that stuff. Did you hear who they said rumored to play Revan?
I have someone in my mind, but who is
who?
It?
Who's in your mind?
Actually, now that I think about it, they were wanting him to play young Palpatine. Is it Matt Stone? Is that his name?
Yeah, I think I've heard that too. But yeah,
he was a doctor.
Revan. That's not Revan. Oh, who? Matt Stone, yeah. Keanu Reeves.
Get out. That's right. I have heard that. I've seen fan art of people doing that with him. Ah, man. That's an old one. People have went and Keanu Reeves in Star Wars for a long time. Oh, yes. But the fact that Carrie and Moss would be
that's why. That's right.
That would be too much.
That would be too much. Yeah, that'd be mind blown. Yeah.
I mean, that would do it. But see, I mean, she said we would never. We couldn't guess. It's not what you think, and we thought it, so it can't be it.
Yeah, it can't be it. Yeah,
quit thinking of good things. That can't be it.
If only we were writing it. Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. So, all right. Well, more to come. Thanks, Co, for hanging out.
My pleasure.
This is always
good to
fun.
Be here.
These
my
weren't
DJ
supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah. Red. It fits the bill, man.
It fits.
It's perfect.
It's good.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Yes, as he puts his.
This is it. This is like my Dr. Disrespect outfit.
You kind of look like. Actually, you kind of look like Princess Leia with the ear muffins on.
Yes, yeah. I'm evil Princess Leia. It really does.
It does.
I'll keep it.
But she has the the white hood with the
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking them off now.
Thanks everybody for joining us on this episode of Dark Knowledge. Go check out the YouTube channel with all of our other shows, and come back each week for Inside the Force as we dive into what's coming out. We got 1 month till the premiere, and we're going to be just ecstatic just covering this. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun.
I could easily do one after each episode and just
boom. Yeah.
When it's fresh in our minds.
Oh man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right. Thanks everybody. Thanks Master Ku. Take care. Have a great rest of your week.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time. May the Force be with you.